Hey there tech fans, Rick here again from the OREI team with an overview of the UHD-IPC230-K HDMI extension kit. This product was engineered to make it incredibly easy for you to share all of your HDMI media content from one location with a second remote location up to 230 feet away over a single CAT6 or CAT7 LAN cable. The product fully supports 4K ultra high definition media content at up to 60 frames per second and is both HDMI 2.0 as well as HDCP 2.2 compliant, which means it's plug and play compatible with a wide range of modern media devices. The kit also includes a set of infrared blasters that will collect up the remote control signals from that second location and pass those back digitally over the same LAN connection to the primary location where they're rebroadcast, so you can effectively remotely control the content you're watching. And finally, this kit employs the very latest in power over cable technology, which means a single power supply plugged in at the primary or secondary location is all you'll need to operate the entire solution. Now, as part of this overview, I'd like to start with a quick unboxing just to show you everything that's included with the kit, and then I'll take a closer look at the transmitter and receiver modules, and I'll explain the connections and indicators so you understand exactly how to use it. I'll list the features and functions that this product provides, and then I'll come back and do a short demonstration to show you just how easy this product will be to use with your own equipment. So let's get started with the unboxing. When you first pop open the box, you'll find a transmitter module and a receiver module. There's also a single 12-volt 1 amp DC power supply included. You can plug this into any standard wall outlet at the primary or secondary location, and the other end of the cable has a barrel connection on it which plugs directly into the module. And again, a single power supply is all you'll need, and that greatly simplifies your wiring. You'll also find a set of infrared blasters included, and they're labeled receiver and transmitter, so make sure you plug those into the correct modules. You'll also find a full instruction manual that lists connection diagrams, specifications, and a lot of other really good information about the kit that you'll need to understand in order to use it correctly. Now, if you stay tuned next, I'll take a closer look at both modules, I'll list the features and functions, and then I'll come back and do that demonstration. The kit includes both a sender and a receiver module, and both of these feature full metal enclosures which make them incredibly durable. Let's start with the sender module first. On either side of the cabinet, you'll find these ventilation slots that are designed to let any heat that develops during operation escape and keep the electronics inside at a very comfortable temperature. You'll also find mounting flanges on either side of the cabinet that make it really easy to mount this up off the ground and out of the way. On the one end of the module, you'll find a DC input port, and that's used with the included power supply. You can simply plug that power supply into the wall outlet. The other end of the cable has a barrel connection on it, which plugs in right there and provides power for both modules because of the power over cable technology the product provides. And you can plug that power supply into the sender module or the receiver module. To the right of that is a full-sized HDMI port labeled HDMI in. This connects to whatever media device you'd like to share the content from with your remote location. To the right of that is a 3.5mm port labeled IR out, and that's where one of the infrared modules plugs in, and make sure you choose the right one to plug into the sender module. On the other end, you'll find a reset button on the left. You can hold that down for a second or two to reset the module if needed. In the center is a LAN port, and that's where one end of the CAT6 or CAT7 cable plugs in between the sender and receiver. Then finally, to the right of that is a link module. Once both modules have been powered up and the link over that LAN cable has been established, that light will come on, letting you know you have a solid connection. The receiver module is very similar. Again, full metal enclosure, mounting flanges on either side, ventilation slots on either side of the cabinet as well. On the one end, you'll find another DC input port. You only need to plug that power supply into one of the two modules because of the power over cable technology, so whichever is more convenient is where you'll plug it in. To the right of that is another full-size HDMI port labeled HDMI out, and that connects to whatever monitor you'd like to use at that remote location to enjoy the content. To the right of that, another 3.5mm port labeled infrared in. That's for the other infrared blaster that collects up the signals at that remote location. On the other side, another reset button. You can hold that down for a few seconds to reset this module. LAN connection in the center. That's where the other end of the cable from the sender module plugs in. And again, that has to be a CAT6 or a CAT7 cable. Then finally, another link light on the right-hand side. Under normal operations, both of the link lights will be on once the modules are powered up and the connection between them is made over that LAN cable. The UHD-IPC230-K is compatible with most modern HDMI media sources, including game consoles, media players like Apple TV, streaming devices, digital projectors, and computer systems. The product's features include full support of 4K ultra-high definition media content. It offers power over cable technology, which greatly simplifies your wiring. It is both HDMI 2.0 as well as HDCP 2.2 compliant. It offers 230 feet of extension between the primary and secondary locations. It includes local loopback for video playback at the primary location, as well as an IR blaster kit for full remote control of your content. Now I'll show you the connections you'll need to make to use this product with your own equipment. And for this demonstration, over here I've set up a small media player that's currently looping a video on this monitor, and that's the media content I'd like to share with my remote location. Over here I've set up another monitor, and this represents that secondary location where I'd like to enjoy the content from the primary side. And these can be up to 230 feet apart. In front of me I have the sender module here and the receiver module here. Now the first connection I'll make is from the media device directly to the sender module, and I'll do that by disconnecting the HDMI cable from the monitor and plugging that directly into the HDMI input port on the sender module. And now I can connect the receiver up at the remote location. I have another high-performance HDMI cable connected to the monitor, and I'll plug that into the HDMI output port on the receiver. And now I can set up the network connection between them. That has to be a CAT6 or a CAT7 LAN cable. I have a short CAT6 cable right here that I'll plug into the sender module and the other end of it into the receiver module. And the only thing we're missing at this point is power. And because this system uses power over cable technology, I can plug the power supply in at the primary side or the remote side. And for convenience, I plugged it in over here, and I'll plug the other end of that cable, which is a barrel connection, directly into the DC input port on the back of the receiver, and I'll finger tighten the collar. Now the minute I do that, both link lights come on. They start communicating between the two modules. This module's checking the resolution of my media device, and this module's checking the resolution of the monitor and making whatever adjustments are needed to give you the best possible picture. And there you go. So what you're viewing here is HDMI content at the primary side that's been converted into a signal that can be sent over that LAN connection and then converted back into an HDMI signal at the remote location for display on this monitor. And it really is just that easy to get it working. I hope you found this overview of the OREI UHD-IPC230-K HDMI extension kit helpful. This product makes it incredibly easy for you to share all of your HDMI media content from one location with a second remote location up to 230 feet away over a single CAT6 or CAT7 LAN cable. The product fully supports 4K ultra-high definition media content at up to 60 frames per second, which means you'll have a crystal clear picture at that remote location. It's also HDMI 2.0 as well as HDCP 2.2 compliant, which makes it plug-and-play compatible with all of your modern media gear. The unit includes infrared blasters, which provide complete remote control of the content from that second location, and a single power supply is all you'll need to operate the entire solution because of the inclusion of power over cable technology. Everything you need to get started is included with the kit, and with a few simple connections you can be up and running in no time. So until next time, thanks a lot for watching.